I got a Norco. So it was a new bike day a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I got a Foley. So I don't know if you're new to the channel. I used to ride a Kona ESD Hanzo ESD, and absolutely phenomenal bike. I've only ever ridden hardtails. I've never ridden a full suspension, so this is literally my first full suspension. So this is a Norco Fluid FS A2 model. So we got the Bomber Z2s on the front at 140 millimeters. We've got TRP slate brakes, 4-piston front and rear. We got a 203 in the front rotor and a 180 rotor in the rear. We got a Fox Float X shock at 130 millimeters. So this is a short to mid travel trail bike is what it's considered. Some people call it an aggressive trail bike, but I don't know, it's a trail bike. So the SRAM on this model, this is a 2024 model. So Norco kind of redid the component spec on the 2024 from the 2023. In my mind, the 2023 model had better spec. But anyway, they didn't cheat on the shock, and they didn't cheat on the fork, in my opinion. The SRAM SX Eagle crank set. It has a dub bottom bracket, threaded, which is important to me. They had, on here we have an SX Eagle cassette. We have NX Eagle derailleur, and it's got an SX chain. So the wheel set is a Stans Flow D wheel set. They are obviously 29 front, 29 back. Don't think Norco makes a mullet setup for the Fluid, but I wasn't looking for that, obviously. This model does come with the Continental Cryptotol front and Xylitol rear tires. However, we had a little bit of a problem at the shop. So those tires needed to be garbage and warranted, so I ended up getting Maxxis Minion DHF front and Maxxis Minion DHR2 rear. And yeah, solid performing tires. I mean, if you've never heard of those tires before, then you must be living under a rock if you're a mountain biker, right? So yeah, really good solid component spec. It has a Trans-X dropper post at 200 millimeters of drop. This is an extra large frame. So for me, this bike was like the perfect component setup. It had the perfect spec. For what we ride here in Niagara, 140 front, 130 rear is perfect. I weigh 170 to 175 pounds. That, for me, that kind of setup for our trails here is perfect. 140 in the front and 130 in the rear. Especially coming from hardtails. I've only ever ridden hardtails. So to go any longer travel than that would just be overkill, in my opinion, for our trails, for what we normally ride and how we like to ride. So anyway, yeah, that's the bike in a nutshell. And I'm going to do just a quick review of the bike as well. I don't normally do that. I'll wait for a little while to do a review, but I've had 3 rides on this bike. All the articles that I read, all the videos that I watched about this bike, it's exactly what they said. And this bike rides exactly how the Geo chart presents. I find this bike extremely confidence inspiring. I find this bike to climb decently well.
First climb on the Foley.
It's got a bit of heft to it, so I do feel that for sure on the climbs. But it does track extremely well on like punchy technical climbs. Like the rear wheel just does not leave the ground, but that's an advantage of a full suspension. And I really like how the front fork performs. The Bomber Z2, for how much that thing costs, which is not a lot compared to other forks on the market, that thing really works well.
Wow.
The Float X shock here is just super buttery smooth. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the shock. I don't have anything to compare it to because this is my first full suspension, as I've already said. So I just know that Fox componentry works really well. Yeah, you can go up one model, which is the A1, which is their top of the line fluid model, and get like the Fox 34 factory in the front and the Fox factory in the rear here. But for me, this is what I need. So so yeah, very planted, very stable. It excels at downhill technical stuff in my mind. In my opinion, that's what it really excels at. Downhill technical riding, or just technical riding in general. It just feels so calm and so planted. And when you are going downhill at any type of speed, it just does what you want it to do. And you just feel like you're inside the bike, which is what I like. And yeah, my first ride out on it, I was scared of it. Not scared, but just nervous of it, because I've literally never ridden a full suspension. And let me tell you, nothing could have prepared me for the feeling of full suspension coming from a hardtail. They are two different bikes, two completely 100% 180 kind of different bikes. Everyone always asks, well, is it better to ride a hardtail or a full suspension? Well, it's all about what you want out of a ride. You can't say one bike is better than the other, because it's just a completely different experience. My son rode this bike, and I'll put a video here of him doing one of the lines that we rode yesterday. And he just sent this thing. Like, it's an extra large. He's 5'10 plus. And he said he felt at home on this thing. And I'm like, well, I didn't think you'd ride it so fast, you know, having been on it maybe 3 times. He says, well, that's what the bike is built for, Dad. So I'm like, okay, it's true. That's what the bike is built for. So yeah, just like I was saying, my first time riding it, I was a little bit hesitant. Well, a lot hesitant actually. And then my second time out, I got a little bit better feel for it. We started riding a little bit more technical lines, like the lines that we really love to ride. I like this line in St. Catharines, behind Brock. And then my third time out, our third time riding this year, was yesterday. Good Friday, and that was like, I said to Owen, I said, I feel at home now on the bike. I feel like it fits like a glove. I'm 6'2", and like I said, I got an extra large. I was on the large, and it just felt too tight. It felt too confining. The large has a 480 reach. My ESD had a 490. This has a 510. So I feel at home on this. So Norco's sizing is a little bit small, in my opinion. My son rides a Norco Torrent steel hardtail, and he rides a size large, which is a 480 reach as well, and he's 5'10", maybe almost 5'11" now. So he fits that bike like a glove as well. So all in all, the tires are extremely good tires. I'm really happy with these tires. They are a 2.6 width though, so that does make a difference. 2.6 width on a full suspension is kind of like, why would you do that? Because I always used to run 2.6 width on hardtail when I had it. And on a hardtail, that's good to run a 2.6 because you've got that little extra cushion in the back. But a 2.6 on the full suspension, it's got a boatload of traction, and they just run really fast. The tires are really fast rolling, in my opinion, and they really hook up really nice in like loose, loamy dirt and stuff. They're really good tires. I've never ran Minions before, so I've ran Maxxis Dissectors, and then I've ran Michelin tires in the past. And Bontrager tires, and these are by far the best tires I've ridden yet. I really want to try Continental Crystals, but that will be when these tires wear out. So anyway, yeah, the bike is phenomenal. I have to say, it's an extremely good riding bike. For my first full suspension, I probably could not have picked a better bike, in my opinion. I had it down to a Marin Rift Zone 2, and a YT Izzo, a YT Capra, and then this bike here. So I went with this bike because the brakes were better compared to a Rift Zone 2, and I didn't want to upgrade right out of the door. I don't like to really do that. I like to upgrade over time. You never spend enough on a bike as it is, so why would you want to upgrade right out the door, right? And then the other thing too was the thing, YT makes a really good product, but with what ultimately made my decision with this bike was the insanely good reviews all over the internet, and they're all consistent reviews. And also, when you buy a bike, you also buy the shop experience. And we have a really good shop here, County Cycle, and they hooked us up. We got Owen's bike there as well last September. And if I ever have any issues with this bike, or if Owen has issues with his bike, we can just bring it back to County, and we know that we can count on them to take care of us. We just know that. So that for me was the deal setter, was that I was able to get this from a very reputable shop who I know has good customer service and who I know will take care of us if we ever have any warranty issues whatsoever. So yeah, that was the deciding factor right there, the ultimate deciding factor. As much as I love the look of those YTs, and I know they do run a little small as well. So the last thing I wanted was to get a bike here and to choose extra large and it not really fit me. Well, then what do you do, right? Like, so I like to go to a shop, swing a leg over the bike, sit on it, feel it out. And I was going to buy a large. And if I hadn't done that, I would have got a large and it would have been too small for me. So at the end of the day, just find a really reputable shop if you're going to buy a bike, in my opinion. Direct-to-consumer is great, don't get me wrong. Very, very good deals to be had. But in my mind, there's a lot of value that comes with buying from a shop, because you can have that experience and the knowledge of the people in the shop, as long as you have a good shop. And also, like I said, if you ever have any issues, there's no issue, right? Just bring it back to the shop and say, look, this is what happened. And they'll take care of you. At least that's what they're supposed to do. So anyway, that is the bike. I know I said, I love Hardtail, and that is so true. So the Hardtail fans on the channel, don't worry. Owen still has a Hardtail. I'm still gonna, Owen and I have decided we're gonna borrow each other's bikes from time to time, and you'll see him riding mine, and you'll see me riding his sometimes. And that's just, the nature of what we think mountain biking is all about. It's about having fun in the woods, no matter what bike you ride, and just like being with your friends, being with your family, and just having a blast. So, on that note, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.